911.
Cardiac arrest.
25-0.
We have a working fire.
Hold traffic, shots fired.
We're going to kind of...
I was transferred to a nursing home. I could have gone to a rehabilitation center, but it was going to be hundreds of miles away from my house, and I would never see my friends. And I thought the support network was way more important than these fancy facilities that wanted to take the money from the insurance companies to do that. So when the ambulance picked me up, I said, here's where we're going. We're going to the Speedway. And I want Air One to land, take me out of the rig and have Air One land. And we'll all take some pictures and cry for a few minutes and laugh for a few minutes. And at that point, I had a couple of four-leaf clover decals made, and the two guys that were on the call landed and gave them the sticker. And I'm going like, oh, we're not just giving you the sticker. We're gonna put it on the helicopter.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was great.
Now,
and
the four-leaf clover, what were the four sayings that you had with your four-leaf clover? I know you talked about that in your book. What would you mind those 4 points of philosophy that you had?
So my friends were calling me lucky. And again, I do believe in luck, but I believe in divine intervention. Mm-hmm. And so my friends are calling me lucky. I said, I've got to do something with this. I've got to figure out something. So I made the four-leaf clover, and the first statement is, you use the attitude you choose. Mm-hmm. And second is, commitment is loyalty to yourself. Then life is too long if you do not enjoy every breath of it. And choice, not chance, determines your destiny.
Absolutely.
After the crash, I thought that I was going to go back to the fire service. I was number one on the battalion chief's examination, and I was ready to go back to work. And I didn't want to be that battalion chief that was cowering behind his Tahoe when a helicopter landed. So that's why we went out to the Speedway. And so I thought completely that I was going to be able to go back to work. The physical therapist group that I picked is an outstanding group. And I showed them... there was I think it's an AP photographer that was at the Speedway right by where my ambulance was, that took photos like every fifth of a second as I was approaching the car. And so I had those photos to look at, and I brought that book with me. And I says, I want you to look at this so you understand the mechanism of injury, and let me know if you think you can work with me to get back to work. And he says, oh, I've seen the video. I says, yeah, well, I've not seen the video. But what do you think? So I was full blown ready to go back to work. I loved the people and the community that I served. A year after the crash, I was told that I needed to show up for an interview and go through really the basic the physical agility test for our department. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I still couldn't tie my own shoes. So the guys were very gracious. They had everything set up at the training facility, and I walked to them. I says, guys, I appreciate your love and your loyalty, but I'm not going to be able to take the test today. My fire chief was there, and he told me that I'm going to have to quit. And I said, well, no, sir, I'm not going to quit. I said, you'll have to fire me. Now and you'll have to be on record.
Now that was because your injury was not in the line of duty. It was with the other county EMS that you had worked for at the time.
It was actually, I was working for the International Speedway.
Okay.
And so it was a off-duty injury.
But you told the chief, you said, no, you're going to have to fire me.
Oh, I did. And I said that because number one, I was mad as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, I knew that I was going to someday get better. And even if I took, and this fire chief and the city council told me I should take a leave of absence when I should have gone ahead and used all my sick time and personal leave time and the dozens of hours that people would have given me,
mm-hmm.
that didn't align with the union contract. So I was terminated, or would be terminated, which he did. And because I thought I could go back someday and serve. But that didn't happen. I was terminated, and I thought, man, what am I going to do now? I can't sit down for a long time. I can't stand up for a long time. I have no idea what I'm going to do. And a buddy of mine came to me and says, Mike, you've got such a beautiful story. You have to tell your story.
Mm-hmm. Once again, this is your host, Christopher, of the Ukrainian Fire Chaplain Show. If you have not already, go ahead and look at our website, theufcshow.com. It's got information about us and ways that you can follow, subscribe, or support us. We're on various podcast platforms. We're on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're able to, consider supporting us on Patreon. Also want to give a shout out to Daniel Atchison, the music artist Atch, for permission to use his song Forever in our productions. Until next time.